Hi there, guys. How's it going? I hope everyone's doing all right, especially after that weekend and that result and everything like that. Shauna, how you doing?
Yeah, well, as I've explained to you, there before the stream, I've had a bit of not a great weekend, but look, you know, obviously the match didn't help either. So yeah, I'll say no more on it.
Nah, no, mate. So, guys, welcome back to the channel. This is another episode of the AKM Podcast. We're going to be talking about the fallout of what happened yesterday. I know Shauna's got a few things he wants to get off his chest with his binder, shall we say, that he's brought with him. And then I've got a few articles as well where I've highlighted a few little bits to talk about. And then we'll just see what's happening in the chat as well, see if anybody's got any thoughts and opinions and everything like that. But yeah, without further ado, guys, as well, obviously we do have a membership on the channel also right now, which you can join to win a giveaway, which you do on the first of every month. And I should have got that ready. I don't have the prize on hand for this month, but it is I think it's a Jordan Henderson artistic styled photo with all the trophies and stuff like that. It was very similar to the Gakpo one we gave away last month. So that is the giveaway for this month. And then yeah, that's pretty much it for the. Oh no, shall I go on? Have you got any things at the front you want to just talk about as well?
Obviously, Fibber Sports Mobilia. Big shout out to them. Big shout out to Legends on Canvas. They used to be called Fibber Arts or Fibber Sports Art. Okay, Uncle Rods, how are you? Good to see you on the show, man. Big shout out to Uncle Rods as well. Give him a subscribe. And Red Bubble SD Designs 2020. And also AKM LFC. There's some good stuff on that on Redbubble as well. So yeah,
all down to you, mate. All down to you. So then, Sean, I think the best place to probably start is to get your reaction to the game yesterday. Obviously, I did my match reaction and everything straight after the game. So yeah, Sean, I'll take it away, mate. What's your thoughts on what happened yesterday?
I don't even know where to begin. I mean, there was no urgency, no pace, beaten to the second ball, no accuracy, no creativity, no ideas in the final thirds. Really, really poor on the counter. Really, really poor on their set pieces. We just weren't at the races, and before I go any further, an absolute congratulations to Newcastle on winning their first bit of silverware in 70 years and the first Englishman to win a domestic cup in 17 years.
Wow.
Kind of crazy when you look at that. So
I didn't even know that, to be fair. That was something I didn't even know. After the game, I just turned it off. I wasn't even bothered.
I mean, I turned it off, but of course, I mean, they were all talking about that before the game. And, we were in with an opportunity of getting number 11 at the Carabao or League Cup, as it's called. And we didn't deserve to win. We just really didn't. It just fell apart. We looked tired. We looked... it was a horrible game to watch. We had 7 shots on target the whole game. I
don't think we had one in the first half, did we?
I don't think we had one in the first half, but I think obviously there was I mean, I don't know whether you could even say that there was a slight up in the pace on the second half. Not much. They put on a few subs. They put on Elliot. Yeah, crossing into the ball when you've got that big lanky fella. What's his name?
Dan Burns.
I mean, sweet Jesus, and we're all 4 foot nothing. So it wasn't a great game. It was a terrible game, and look, I mean, there are people that are going out and are attacking the players and attacking Slot and attacking all sorts, and some of the comments that I've seen crazy.
Oh, I've kept away from all that. I've not even. I knew that shit like that was all going to start coming, but I just kept away from it. Like I couldn't be bothered me reading all that stuff because you always get the people that overreact sometimes to stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, I saw it. Evening, Scott. Even Gareth. Even Gary Tallyhoo.
Oh, even the lads. I hope you're doing well.
I just
want to. Oh, sorry, Sean. There's one of the comments that Gareth's made about the game. I just want to talk about that in a minute. But go on, mate.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't. Certainly, Newcastle didn't let us play our game, but I mean, we didn't. All right, Ben Henry, we didn't play it. I mean, it's all well and good, looking at the opposition. We didn't play our game. We were just, wrong decisions on every part of the park. But the one thing that I just find crazy is that you had a certain section of the fans saying that it's an absolute travesty that Mo Salah has never won the Ballon d'Or. Now you have people saying that he's not world class because he didn't turn up for 2 games, or he didn't play well for 2 games. And I just I know Baz, who's been on here, has wanted me to comment on Salah, which I will do in a bit, or we will do in a bit. But I think some of the comments that have been made by the pundits, I don't know whether you want me to bring that up now, do you?
I just want to touch on what Gareth just said first there, where he said, and this is not a pop at anybody. This is a pop at Arne Slot, to be fair, because I think he's the one that mentioned it as well, saying that Newcastle didn't let us play our game. And I think there was a question that was asked to Slot in the post-match press conference, because I don't normally sit and watch them, especially after a game like that. But I thought, you know what, I want to listen to what you've got to say about this. Like, what's your thoughts on all of this? And he said something like, someone asked him the question of, do you feel like Newcastle just outplayed you? And he was like, no. Because in my opinion, to get outplayed, you don't have the ball. They pass it through you all the game and they score a goal, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, that's the Dutch side of you talking, mate. Like, you're thinking about pure Dutch football there. We were outplayed yesterday. Let's not beat no bush, anything like that. Newcastle outplayed us. Like, and there's a load of articles that have gone about it today, and some of these journalists, man, I do my bastard head in. Like, with some of the, well, I'm not going to dive deep into that just yet, because I know you've got a few yourself, Sean. But talking about physicality, talking about like this, it's like, yeah, like Newcastle were up for it. Newcastle are a bigger, stronger side than us. Paul Gravenberch and Szoboszlai dead on the feet, but we don't need to go sign nobody. Do you know what I mean? I mean, like Stevie Boy says there, does Slot come under scrutiny for the lack of rotation and Jota, Nunes and Diaz gone in the summer? Yeah, 100%. I think that's what to do with, I think Scott mentioned that in the Discord yesterday. Scott mentioned, the lack of rotation. Like, why did he go practically full strength against Southampton before we played PSG and then before we had the final? Like,
it goes back to the comments that I'm about to make about the certain pundits and the liners and what they have to say about the squad.
Yeah, and I mean, I think yesterday's game as well, especially when he brought on Chiesa and Elliott, I'm sat there questioning myself, thinking like, oh yeah, like Slot's done really good this season. And then I see Elliott and Chiesa come on, who have not really played at all and could have played against Southampton, probably by the looks of it. And they're like the best players that came on and played for us yesterday. And Chiesa had a better first touch and finish than Nunes has had his entire Liverpool career. And Jota's had since he had his injury. And Elliott was looking for those forward through passes. Like, what I'm going to say is, make it make sense why those lads have not played. Why have they not played? I mean, we've been taking the piss out of Chiesa on here for a bit, saying he's sleepy and got no energy and blah, 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 blah. That lad was bolting around all over that pitch like I don't know what. Like, I think he gave so much more effort than anybody else on that pitch did yesterday, I think. Same as Harvey Elliott as well. Anyway, go on, Sean. I know you don't want to say much because you want to dive down, but go on. I'll hand over to you. You've got your little bits you want to talk about.
So yeah, I'm going to bring up Jamie Carragher because like
Oh,
he's fantastic.
sorry, Sean, before we go any further,
Go on.
I do want to, because Guy Richards said this here, Liverpool will be champions. Yeah, I just want to preface everything we're just about to say is, yeah, it's still going to be a good season if we win the league.
Yeah.
But there's glaring holes in this team that have just been papered over. And yeah, go on, Sean. Go on.
Evening, Tony. How are you, mate? Tony says, evening, guys. Slot needs to understand this ain't the Dutch league. It's like he wants to run down the main 11. Gravenberch looks done. Maka is next one who looks knackered. Rotate the players.
On the Maka situation there, sorry.
Yeah.
I know that I've mentioned on here before that I would not be surprised if McAllister's moved on, right? This has been a thing that goes on all season. I mean, some of you guys may not agree with this comment that I'm about to make, right? But for me, McAllister gets tired a lot earlier than the other players do during games. Like I believe that. I've been thinking it for a few months, and that's why I first mentioned that McAllister may have moved on, and I got shot down for it. But he's a top player, top player, and all this other stuff, right? He's really good, but there's a few players in that team that are still there now in that starting 11 that I don't think are slot players. And if he had his way, they would not be at the club. But anyway, go on then.
So there's a few things I want to bring up. Jamie Carragher, who seems to be very, he's now on NBS or CBS, NBC, Sky, The Overlap, and all of that. Flapping his gums and whatever, and that's fair enough. He's entitled to do that. But his comment there was, find it very difficult to be critical of the team. And then hold your pint, he was critical of the team. Worst performance I've ever seen from Liverpool in the cup final. I think what this week has done is shine a light on where Liverpool still need to improve in. And I think that the lack of pace in the team is glaring in the attack. Mo doesn't get any help off the other attackers. What it's shone a light on is Liverpool need to buy two attackers, not as squad players, possibly to play alongside Mo Salah, hopefully next season. Very different to the fucking comments, Jamie Carragher, that you made on The Overlap, where you called fans cranks for just repeating the exact same fucking thing as you did. The only difference is we're consistent. You're not. You're not consistent, and neither are the Liverpool podcasters and YouTubers and the Liverpool journalists that are constantly kissing Richard Hughes's arse, regurgitating. If you were doing a thesis in university and you were to copy someone else's work, you'd be done for infringement. You'd be getting an instant fail. Where these journalists copy each other, not only copy, regurgitate it over and over and over again. We lost it, in the Carabao Cup, but that Richard Hughes fella, isn't he? Are we so lucky to have him? Are we so lucky to have him? Look at all the work he's done. And did you know that he was responsible for getting Slot? Isn't that amazing? We were talking about, these players. We were talking about needing players in January, and you get this kind of thing from Mo Stewart and Gareth Roberts, whatever about fucking having a wobble to beat your squabble, all this bullshit that we want to win a transfer window rather than the league. Well, hold on a second. What are they saying about Carragher there? Does Carragher want to win a transfer window, or does he want to win the league? Does bringing in the players help with winning a league? Because I think that's what a transfer window is about. And I'm not talking about like throwing money up against the wall. I'm talking about necessary spending. And we said this. We said this in January. We said this in December. We said it in November. that there could be a time where we could be plagued with injuries, or we're 2, 3, 4 injuries away from an absolute disaster. We've got Trent, and we've got Bradley both injured, which then has a very inexperienced centre back play as a right back in Kwanzaa, a young lad that has had a little bit of trouble this year with confidence and other personal stuff going on, and you have him thrown in the deep end as a right back. That's fucking disgraceful. And then you have Robertson, who's kind of on his last legs. You know, so like these people are contradicting themselves, and some of them will, you know, the Athletic will charge you for a subscription, and you pay to read that crap. I can't understand it. I can't understand it. I just don't get it. I don't want to hear about fucking Richard Hughes again. Richard, get the fucking contract sorted. That's it. That's all I want to know. That's all I want to say.
Yeah, I mean, Bolden Rancher here saying, funny how chatter about Isaac is released day after the cup final defeat. It was released before as well, mate. Like, there was stuff going on before it as well. Like, with no, it wasn't. Sorry, it wasn't Isaac. It was Mark Gahey. How Liverpool were going to beat Newcastle to the signature of him. That was released the day of it. It's mad. Cop-outs of Anfield. Salah was very quiet the last 2 games. I mean, I've got thoughts on Salah's performances over the past few games. I mean, yeah, I know that Baz wants us to bring up how he doesn't show up in big games and stuff like that. I mean, in finals, yeah, you could probably give him that. But at the same time, I kind of think that we just couldn't get the ball to Salah yesterday. Like, that's just me. Like, we could not get the ball to Mo Salah yesterday. When the time we did, and even the commentators said, like, oh, yeah, do more of that. Give him the ball. Like, and it worked. I mean, you can't expect Salah to come in deep. I mean, if Trent had been playing at right back, maybe.
If Bradley was playing, he might have got the ball more.
Personally, again, like, I think Alisson saves that first goal. I just do. I don't think that goes in past Alisson. Scott's asking, do you reckon we could have tried a back 3 yesterday due to the injury at the right back? Potentially, mate. Like, I think he kind of went for it towards the end anyway, didn't he? I think there was like a bit where he played Ben, like 5 forward, something like that. But
I'm not too sure about that comment that Ramadan has to be taken into account at all. He
probably does a little bit. To be fair, he always has a drop off this time every year. He always does.
I don't agree with that. I think he's a very sensible athlete, professional athlete. I don't think that has anything to do with that. I think it's to do with the service that he gets.
Yeah, I think it's the service. It's down to the service as well. Yeah, 100%.
You know, so you know. But I just find it just like I've got a list here of the. Some of this didn't print out properly, so I'm gonna have to.
Big up G, mate. Hope you're doing well, pal. Right, everyone, go check out G's channel, guys. It's really good. I saw your video the other day, mate, about which one was it? Nah, it was really good. I love your intro as well with the TV and that. It's so good, mate. But I did watch your video the other day. Oh, that's going to do better now because I watched a couple actually, but there was one that you did. It was really, really good. I'm going to find it now because it'll be in my history. Go on, Sonny. Keep talking. I want to dig this video up because it was really good. Just got to find it.
People are talking about Mo Salah. Okay, so there's a stat going around. Mo Salah has played 11 finals for club and country without scoring from open play, which is approximately 1,000 minutes of football. His 2 final goals were penalties against Spurs and Man City. So let's look at that. So
sorry, Sharon, before you go, G, it was your Jonathan David video, and it was also the video you did today, the Franco Master. I don't know, say his name. You're pointing out better than me. I signed him on Football Manager a few months back. That's why when I saw that player's name pop up, I was like, "Oh shit, yeah." But yeah, go on, mate. Anyway, all right, Miss Scusi, how you doing, pal?
I'm Scusi, buongiorno. Buongiorno tutti. So yeah, 2025 Carabao Cup final, 0 goals, 0 assists. 2014 Carabao Cup final, didn't play, he was injured. 2022 Carabao Cup final, 0 goals, 0 assists, converted penalty and shootout. 2022 Champions League final, 0 goals, 0 assists. 2022 final FA Cup final, 0 goals, 0 assists. Was subbed off in the 33rd minute due to injury. 2021 AFCON, 0 goals, 0 assists. Did not take penalty and shootout. 2019 FIFA Club World Cup final, 0 goals, 0 assists. 2019 Champions League final, 1 goal, 0 assists, scored from a penalty. 2018 Champions League final, 0 goals, 0 assists. 30 minutes subbed off due to that dirty Ramos bastard. And 2017 the AFCON final, 0 goals, 1 assist. Now, that's all well and good. It would suggest that he doesn't perform in the final. Okay.
I'd like to see if that does coincide with Ramadan, though. Because let's
look at it this way, because I don't go on the Ramadan thing, because that, to me, they go through that, every year.
But you can't expect. I don't want to go have a big argument about this, but
no,
you can't expect a player to perform to the top of his levels when he's not had anything to eat or drink.
But they're used to it. That's what I'm saying to you. They're used to it. They're used to it. They can perform. I mean, you've seen the physical specimen of him. He is an unbelievable player. Do you know what I mean?
I'm not saying he'll turn into like a crap player, but I think it'll have a negative effect on his game. I think it has to do.
Well, my point is that that in 2 games, he's turned from, with some fans, he's turned from being world class and being absolutely cheated out of Ballon d'Or to now not deserving of a Ballon d'Or and not being world class.
Well, there was some. I can't remember where this site is now. I think it was goal.com, and I don't know if it was voted on by the fans or anything like that. But he's fallen from being the favourite to win the Ballon d'Or now to out of the top 3. So he won't even be on the podium.
Looking ridiculous, like it's absolutely ridiculous.
But let's catch up with some of these comments here. Where was we? G won it. Big Ben Henry, it's only natural. How can you expect somebody to that deprived of food and water to perform against somebody like Livermenta, who is young? Miss Scusi here, buongiorno. Uncle Rods, need to get you guys as guests on my show sometime. Yeah, I'll do that, mate. I'll jump on.
And likewise.
Scott, agree, Ben. From my sports science POV point of view, it potentially have a negative effect on his performance. Only Salah and the staff will know if it does, though. That's true as well. That last bit, that's true. Bolden, we had no right side. We had no plan B. Ryan has been a shadow of himself for the last 3 or 4 weeks. That's probably down to being tired, mate, in all fairness, which ties into the James Pearce article. Damning thing from yesterday was we lost. Why were we hoofing it? Dom's been non-existent. I don't agree with that. I think he was a bit non-existent yesterday, but I think he's been our best player for about a month or so, if not a bit longer.
The Tree got player of the month.
Bradley and Trent out. Salah had no service. The whole right side was a 0 out of 10. Yeah, I agree with that. Bon, because Salah does not score in a final does not mean he never played well in a final.
Exactly.
Yeah. Scott, good things is our lads' next game is after Ramadan, so we're all good. True. Richard the Red is with us. You right there, Red? Hope you're doing well. Copites. All right, mate. Everyone go follow Copites of Anfield as well over on YouTube. Got some good videos about the youth and work best Was it, sorry, the worst signings you've done lately, Gary? I think that's the ones you've done lately. Worst signings in Liverpool history. Miscusi, other players can step up in finals and create chances, in my opinion. The numbers Salah hits during the season is unbelievable, irreplaceable at this moment. Yeah, agreed.
Exactly. And I mean, how many finals have we got to that's all down to him?
True.
Do you know what I mean? Like you can't take away from Mo Salah and what he's contributed. Like he is the fourth. Is it the fourth or the third?
Third now.
Third highest goal scorer in Liverpool history.
I think I saw a stat a few months back. If you took Salah's goals out of Liverpool, they wouldn't even be in the top 10, I think, this year.
So this bullshit about him not being world class or being a bottler or not turning up to real games or turning up for big games is nonsense. Absolutely nonsense.
Yeah, I believe so. Ben, positive, we only have 9 games left of the season. Surely they have more energy after the break when they go week to week after and get a rest midweek. Yeah, potentially, mate. Everyone's got to bear in mind, though, as well, that when we think there's a break now, the players are all going to go play for their international side, so they're still playing 2 games.
And whoever, by the way, I just want to thank whoever who bought the throw pillow of Mo Salah on SD Designs 2020. They've just bought one. I don't know whether it's down to what I've just said here today, but
Scott, how many games has Salah won by himself for us? I'd take that any day of the week over a few more goals in a final. Yeah, I would as well.
And I mean, you've got to realize is the guy's not a number 9. He's a winger.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I think we have, this expectation of him that he's going to, score the winner in every final. He's a winger. The sort of figures that he's put up and the sort of records that he's beaten is colossal. There is no way that you can dismiss that. I mean, people really need to wise up. Do you know what I mean? And I know Baz is fucking gonna go ballistic with me now today, but I'm sorry, Baz, I disagree with you.
Richard the Red agrees with Gary. Thinks if Alisson played, he would have saved one of them goals. Yeah, I think I mentioned that earlier, Richard. I think Alisson saves that first one at least. I just do. There you go, guys. Cop-Outs of Anfield. Go give him a sub. He's got lots of series. Worst player, greatest player, Wonder Kids. Go give it a go, guys. Miscusi, our South American players haven't got a game. That's interesting then. I didn't know that, mate.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. That's a start.
Gareth, I went to the game yesterday. The worst performance I can remember in a final. Players, managers, fans, all crap. I mentioned that in the Discord, didn't I? I said, I can't hear our fans. All I can hear is the Geordies. And that was before we even scored a goal. They scored a goal, sorry. He's slightly worried.
The Geordies were there about half an hour before. And I mean, they had further to travel.
Yeah.
Slightly
worried if he's honest about the remaining 9 games. Just got to win. Hey, mate, I mentioned it in my reaction yesterday, and I know it was a reaction to the game that I just watched, but this league ain't done and dusted. Like, if we keep playing the way we are, and Arsenal keep winning, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, and I'm going to say this right now: if we don't win this league this year, I would say that Liverpool are probably one of the biggest bottlers in recent history. Like, it's got to be said.
I'll be looking for my fucking money back.
It's got to be said. Scott loves your jacket, mate.
Thank you. That's old school. I just thought with Paddy's Day,
Imran says that these players look tired. I still think we are not a great team. We have a few players away from that. Elliot Jones, Shimikash Robertson, legs are gone. Kwanzaa Diaz as well. Nunes Jota. These are not players that can win you the treble. Need young quality additions yet. Big up Nizam. Hope you're doing well, mate.
All right, Nizam.
Both left and right backs were awful. Yes, we are going to we are, aren't we? We're off to the Legends game at the weekend.
Yes, Yes, if me tickets arrive, they're meant to be sent this week. So
there you go. Feeling for Miss Guzzi.
thank you, Muscusi. It wasn't a great one, to be honest with you, but there you go.
Arsenal in the league have about one win in 5. They do, mate. They do. I don't know. I can you imagine if we get beat by Everton? I mean, like, oh my god. Oh my god. Let's see what happens.
Don't go there, please. Honest to God, man.
Since we're talking about the players and everything in the chat, I did get a comment yesterday on my video from In the Cop End, which is another YouTube channel you should go check out, guys. He left me a lengthy comment, and I did ask if I was okay to read it out before I did, and he said yeah.
Okay.
So basically, we were told about this Darwin Núñez thing that we rejected 70-odd million for him.
Holy fuck! Sorry, is that LFC Spectre? Holy shit!
Oh yeah, isn't it?
Sweet Mother of Mary.
Vision. Good God, mate. Listen to yourself. We're gonna win it, mate. I know. I've got a feeling we're gonna win it, mate. But it's not done and dusted yet. It's not done and dusted. Hello, Spectre. Hope you're doing well, pal.
Yeah, Spectre.
So what was I saying? Sorry. Yeah. Oh, so in the cop end, yeah. So he basically said that City bought Mamouche, Juve got money, Mania on loan. We were looking at a young Greek striker who was on loan at Nuremberg, and he got signed by Brighton. Spurs got Tell on loan from Bayern Munich. Strikers were available. Diaz has lost his form. Jota is suddenly a passenger. And then he went on to list the entire, a few names in the squad of what he think could happen in the summer. Alisson, rumours are persisting about him going. Kelleher wanted to leave last year. Jaros is the forgotten man. Harvey Davis when has he made the bench? Gomez almost moved last year. Kanate's contract runs out next year, so he could be sold this summer if he doesn't sign a new deal. Van Dijk's not signed a contract. Kwanzaa probably will likely end up staying because we've got nobody else. Robbo's not the same Robbo anymore. Shimikas is not good enough to be a number one. Trent wants to go to Madrid. Bradley is obviously Trent's replacement. Endo doesn't think that Slot... I don't think Slot wants him or will have him. So Bosley is a future captain. McAllister needs to stay. Gravenberch is one of our best players. Elliott is good in flashes, but long-term, does he have a future? Jones doesn't know if he will last a long-term. Morton, he doesn't think he's got a long-term future at the club. No. By Tetic, he basically said that he's hopeful he's got a future, but if he does go out on loan again next year, then his Liverpool career is obviously in serious doubt. Diaz has obviously had his head turned by Barcelona. Jota has been carried through games since his injury. Darwin needs to be gone as soon as possible. Chiesa comes on, does well, looks very sharp, and then he goes AWOL for 6 weeks, thinks he'll be sold in the summer. Gakpo's just come back from injury, but has had a really good year. And Mo, again, has not signed a new contract.
I think that's a fantastic comment. And I think anyone that thinks that the whole contract situation is not affecting the players in question, I think you're deluded. I think you're reading too much of the Fenway Echo and the Athletic. And I think the best thing for you to do is get rid of that subscription and open up your mind, because it's ridiculous. I mean, I don't know whether you've seen the latest comments from Virgil, but certainly they're not very promising.
Didn't he say something about you will hear something by the end of before the end of the season or something?
He'll just say, look, he'll play out the end of his contract, and if he hears something, he hears something. If he doesn't, he doesn't. Then that's it. Then that is very, very worrying. Robbie Fowler has come out and he's basically said that he blames the club. He blames the club. Now, Simon Davis from TalkSport, who thinks he knows everything, blames the players. He reckons that it's down to the players, and the club have offered whatever they can. But I don't believe that for 1 minute. I think Salah has openly, been very honest with the fans. I think Virgil now is getting to the stage where, Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm your captain. What the fuck? Like, and I think Trent has now just got to the stage where, like, he's already booked his ticket to Real Madrid.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You know, that's it. But I really do think that, you know, you won't see the big YouTube channels, or the self-proclaimed big YouTube channels go on about this, or the wannabe big YouTube channels go on about this, or about the journalists, you know, and this irritates the fuck out of me, guys. And yes, Spectre, I did miss you. I didn't think you were talking to us, so good to see you. Nice to see your vision as well. I Tony Steele says, do you think it's more likely Edwards will let Virgil van Dijk, Salah and Trent go? I think at this stage, that's what's happening. I think at this stage that's what's happening. We've got 10 games left. 10 games.
I maybe I'm delusional, but
it's a fucking nightmare, man.
I cannot see that happening. I mean, the longer it goes on, the more of a fool I'm gonna look. But
no,
I cannot see a world where they will let them 3 players go for nothing. I mean, oh my dear, if they do, right? Can you imagine if they do, and then the club turn around and say, "Oh well, we tried our best." Blah blah blah. They didn't want the money we offered them. I swear to God, if I were Virgil or Mo, I would turn around and be like, "Are you joking?" Like,
but they've already said that. And I mean, you then have the likes of Carragher saying, you know, I don't think he should have said that, and Cole saying, I don't think he should say that. But look, let's just look at it this way, right? And I know I'm drifting a little bit off the subject there, but I'm making a comparison on the media with Liverpool and media with somewhere else. Look at Gary Neville and his interview with Harry Potter or Radcliffe, right? And the hard-hitting questions that he asked Radcliffe about the Glaziers, etc., etc., etc. Like he really, really dug into him. Now, is there one journalist, one pundit, didn't mean to flip the bird there, one pundit, one YouTuber, Redman and Phil Rapp, is there one of them that will ask that of Richard Hughes, John W. Henry, or any of them? Not one of them will do it. Not one of them.
Nah, they wouldn't, mate. Not at all. Not at all. I mean, I don't know. I can't see it happening. I really can't. Let's have a look at some of these comments. I know I've missed a fair few up at top of here. Scott's just said they've just sent them tickets out. I've just got mine for Saturday, so pretty sure they'll all be getting sent out now. Born to the slot. If Liverpool lose the league now, Slot should get sacked. It will be the worst fall off since Newcastle. I don't agree with that comment, Bomb, but I get the sentiment and what you're saying, but I don't agree with
it. Who gets sacked? Slot.
Slot gets sacked.
I can see them kind of throwing them.
Can do, Gareth, mate. Can do, mate. Imran, how many Liverpool fans believe after this year we will win the league again under Slot? I mean, I don't know, mate. It depends what we do in the summer, doesn't it? I mean, it's hard to judge. I mean, we don't know what's going on with the free contracts. It all depends on what comes in during the summer, mate. But I do think that Slot has. I mean, I've kept seeing it. I mean, now I'm stuck because I've got multiple thoughts going inside my head now. You've said that, so I can see where you're coming from, because obviously we've had the rest of the league's been shit. Let's be honest. Like Chelsea have been nowhere near, City have been nowhere near, Arsenal are kind of there, I suppose, if you want to say that. I don't think City will have a bad season again next year. No way. Especially if they don't even get if City don't even get into Champions League next year. Not a chance. They will come back with a vengeance in the summer. They'll spend about £1 billion in summer. You watch, right? They will come back so good next year, will City. So I don't think
the thing is that no team waits about. Do you know what I mean? Bar us. And we'll come up with all these excuses. Well, it's very difficult to buy players in January. Well, it's very difficult to buy players in the summer. Well, it's very difficult to bring in additional players that will better the team that we have now because we've got a great team. Well, it's very difficult, to compete with the likes of Man City, Chelsea, and fuck me, it's the same shite every year. And guess who's writing it? Garrett, Robert, your friends are writing it. The ones that you're protecting, and saying that these people that want protests are out now absolute virgins. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Imran says again, most of the Liverpool players right now have already reached their peak besides Gravenberch and Szoboszlai. Most of them won't improve. I think Konate could still improve. Conor Bradley. Gakpo has improved this year, so maybe he could take another step forward. Elliott, again, if he's given game time. Chiesa, if he's given game time. I mean, that for me, against Everton, Chiesa's in my starting 11. That's how much he impressed me.
I don't even know. I mean, is he able? Is he capable?
Let's find out.
But can we afford to do that?
Yeah, let's fuck it. Why not? Let's just do it. Fuck it. Let's do it. Spectre says, I think he means I see 10 out and 5 coming in. I hope not, mate. We've already got a squad thin as it is.
There was another guy on YouTube. I can't think of his name. Really sensible guy. And he says, this summer, more than any other summer, we can't have a case where it's 10 out, 5 in. It cannot be that way. But what I'm more interested in is not about the players that we're bringing in, but the players that we're holding on to. And I think it is absolutely naive of us if we think that this is not affecting the club, not affecting the players. Because let me just put it to you this way. So Salah hasn't been given a contract. Virgil hasn't been given a contract. Trent, it probably wouldn't accept a contract at this rate. Konate has just come out and he said, and his contract is up in 2026. He's said that he's been offered a contract but not signed one. Then you've got, I think, Kwanzaa in 2020. You've got Kelleher. You've then got the following year Bradley, Jones, all of these players that are all looking at the way the contracts are done. What I want to know is how is it that we've offloaded all of these players and still our wage is gone up? Are we in the? Is it kind of similar to what they had at United? They have like a fucking body, fucking language, fucking, like what is it that has our wage bill up so high? There's in the cop end. How are you? Sorry, on 2 streams here. Cheers, cop bites of Anfield. Appreciate the words. I don't think my view changed from last night. Virgil van Dijk.
He says that basically Van Dijk said we have to work our ass off.
Yeah, of course we do. I mean, it's would be naive to think that, but the problem is, I think the contracts is a major problem, and I think it's eating away. It's causing a lot of conflict within the squad. That's what I think personally.
Yeah, I mean, it can't not, can it? It can't not have come up in conversation. Let's have a look. See if Scott says he's still confident that Salah and Van Dijk. He may be wrong and look silly, but I just don't see how the club will let them go.
Why not?
I'm in the same situation.
Why not?
Because the fans would just go absolutely crazy.
But they don't give a fuck about the fans. They're over in Boston. Do you think that they gave a fuck about the fans when Spine Cop 1906 did the no flag protests at Atlanta? Was John W. Henry at the Carabao Cup final?
No.
So why do you think he gives a shit? That's why he has Edwards. Edwards is going to be his sacrificial lamb.
I just don't.
They don't give a shit.
I don't see it.
They don't give a shit, man. They don't. They're not that emotionally.
Do you know what it'd be if they did it right? It would be kind of similar to what the Jaguars in the NFL have just done with their team in the off season. So they had two. Obviously, this is a little bit different to over here, but they had two players who were the best, two of the best pass catchers for the quarterback, right? But they were on big wages, and they got a new head coach, new general manager, new everything, right? They let them players go. They were like, nah, and they're doing like not a full rebuild because they've still got pieces, but they're kind of rebuilding it again with the money they saved from them two players going. So maybe that's how they're looking at it. Maybe they think that's.
But I've been saying to you, and I've been saying to people for donkey's years, that Tom Warner, his exact words were, and Damon Comolli even said it, that they buy players with the intention of getting a good resale value. Now, because of how fucked up they have done things, we're not getting a cent from them. But Scott's point is that they'll sign extensions because it costs more to replace them. They don't give a shit about. They're not looking to replace these players. What they're looking to do is they're looking to buy a younger version, an inexperienced version, someone that has potential. That's what they're going to do. That's what they're going to do.
What do you reckon about this here? What would the excuse be the top Reds if they all three go? I think they will turn around and say that the club did what they could.
Yeah, they'll villainize them. They'll go on about the same ways they went on with Genie, the same ways they went on, about fucking they'll villainize them. Because the bullshit that went out about Suarez, the stuff that went out about Torres, they're all responsible for putting out the false narrative about those players.
Yeah, true, mate. Sorry, I'm just reading some comments. Imran again. Shona is spot on. When we are top, we need to improve, and we don't. Richard the Red agrees with you. We've done in the Copet guys. Actually, another channel you should go and subscribe to. Go check out, see what you think. Miss Scusi, I won't be around the bush. I just want FSG to F off.
So do I.
Spectre, how much money do you think we will spend this summer window? I can see us only spending about 100 million, which isn't enough to replace the contract situation and add quality on top of that. Well, I think in my video that I did earlier on, Spectre, I did like a 40 minute long video. It's called the AKM Rebuild 1.0 for this summer. Shauna loves it when I talk about it. And basically on that, I think I spent roughly about 200 million, but I did sell a fair few players as well, like Nunez, Diaz, stuff like that. But yeah, it's a tough one, mate. It's a tough one. There is some players there's one player out there in particular as well that you can get on a free transfer, Jonathan David. I mean, he's a free transfer that I'm surprised no one snapped up yet. I really, really am. Like, I don't get why he's not being picked up yet. He's got some amazing stats this season and not so bad last year as well, to be fair. So I'd take a punt on him, to be fair, if I was honest with you all. Imran again. Liverpool want Mamouche? Apparently so. And Kvaratskhelia, according to Ornstein. I don't believe the Kvaratskhelia thing 1 minute, mate. Like, I really don't. And they went to City and PSG. Where is the ambition of this club? We are Liverpool, man. Yeah, the Mamouche stuff, I probably think there was some interest there, but maybe it's like a summer option. I don't think they wanted to do it in January. The Kvaratskhelia one, I don't see that. I don't think that was something that they were interested in. I really don't. Like, I just don't. Scott says the reason why I think they'll sign extensions. Oh, sorry, you've done that already. Good, knocking tonight. Richard the Red, spot on you. Don't know what that is.
Hey, how you doing?
Nizam, Virgil, Imran again. I'm at the point that I want some oil money at the club. Need trophies. Exactly, mate. Virgil has to stay from Nizam. Scott's just his opinion. Richard the Red, profit and investment for the future, cost cuttings and wage reduction bill. Yeah, probably, mate. Nizam, Salah, and Trent can go. I think Trent goes, mate, but I think Salah still stays. I just do. Same as Cop-Outs here. I just do, guys. Spectre. Funny how most of these journalists are making articles on Edwards and Hughes in recent months by upping them up, bigging them up, then properly calling them out in the end if we have a disappointing summer transfer window. They won't do that, mate. They never do. It'll always be like, oh, they couldn't find the correct player, and there wasn't the right bargain or the right player with the right potential. Like, we didn't sign Zubimendi, mate, and they said that there was not a single other central defensive midfielder out there that could come in and do a job for Liverpool, right? Bearing in mind, when I did my stat analysis on my central midfielders that play defensive midfielder, Zubimendi ranked third for me. Now, again, I could be completely not wrong with my thoughts on that. Like, obviously they've got fucking degrees in this shit and they get paid to do it. But if I can pick out at least 5 defensive midfielders that Liverpool could have gone for, surely they had a list. I really, really don't buy it, guys. I just don't. It's the full of shit. Bon, it's not the wages. I think it's Salah and Virgil's age and length of the contract is holding the contract up. Yeah, I've said that.
It's the money. It's the money ball.
It's the money ball,
Bon. It's the money ball. I mean, that's what happened with Bobby. It's what happened with Milner. Okay, Milner was getting on, but I mean, Milner could have been a good coach. It's what happened with all of these players that once you get a certain age, gone. That's it. But you're letting go 400 million, I think, in my opinion, 400 million's worth of players. Surely it would have been better business sense to offload them last summer. And don't give me this bullshit. Well, it was difficult for Richard Hughes to come in and just come into the job. He fucking knew fairly quickly what players to get rid of. He knew damn well what players he wanted to get rid of. So you're telling me that when he gets rid of these players, that he didn't know what players he wanted to bring in? or that Slot didn't know? Because every other manager that comes into a new club, they all know. So we're so brand spanking different that it doesn't apply to us. Well, I mean, common sense needs to apply to us here. People need to wake up and realize that you've been fed a bunch of lies. And I'm fed up, man. I'm fed up of reading the same shite over and over and over again. And you know what? Carabao Cup, you win some, you lose some. We didn't turn up. We didn't play well. We didn't deserve it. Fair enough. Well done to Newcastle. That's not what's pissing me off. What's pissing me off is we're now looking at a possible slump. We're looking at players getting tired. We're looking at players getting overused. We're looking at players possibly needing players. Well done, Carragher, for tuning in with us. It only took you a couple of months. Where in January you said, transfers don't make leagues, doesn't win you silverware. What's changed your tune now?
Gareth thinks that Jota needs to go and offers nothing now. Sad to say. I said that as well, mate. He's not even anywhere near what he was. And when I did my video on, what day was it? Sunday, when I spoke about that striker, Julian Alvarez, Jota was like probably the most all-rounded striker we had out of all 4 of the players that, Nunez, Jota, Isaac, and what's he called? Alvarez. Yeah, he was the most all-rounded, but he's just got no availability, so there's just no point at all.
Sorry, can I just stop you there for a second? So I don't know whether you got the voice clip, but Martin is coming on, and he's like a Hulk.
No, all right, yeah, no problem. Let me just get through these messages first. Have you sent him the link?
Yeah, of course I have.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. In the cop end, I think Chiesa is a good shout. He'll be fresh and confident. Surely, yeah, I'd start him
if he gets a good night rest.
All right, there, Lakers. Hope you're doing well, mate.
Hi, Lakers.
Look at the form of Diaz and Jota. Yeah, I'd be starting Chiesa. I really would. John Copites would take Jonathan David. Mate, I'd be all over that. Free transfer. I know he'd probably want 10, 15 million signing on fee, but Jonathan David on a free transfer with his stats this year, mate, honestly.
FSG are likely to get Craig David.
Ben Henry said, Redmen TV completely pissed me off. Like, why can't say the honest truth? I think people can probably just, I don't know. Do you know what it is though? It's like, there is some stuff I understand when they say it, when they go like, oh, everyone's going to be kicking off, but we could still win the league, blah, 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 which I think, and then everyone that's like hating on the players now, when they win the league, they won't be there come end of season, blah, 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 blah. And I get that point of view. I do. But you've still got to sometimes live in the fucking moment. Do you know what I mean? And be like, when we entered the January transfer window, we were in contention for 4 trophies. And then we were told not to sign anybody because we didn't need to. We got the strongest squad in the league, is what James Pearce said. We had the strongest squad in the league. And then by the end of it all, into what we're in, March, we've got 1 trophy we can win now. Yeah, it's the league. Yeah, we can draw level Man United, blah, 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 which is all well and good. We could have won a Champions League. We could have won another Carabao. We could have won an FA Cup. Do you know what I mean? So, whatever. Lakers is 100% sure that Van Dijk will stay. Not sure about the other 2. Copites, Jota should be sold. Copites, do you think we raid the free list this summer? I can't remember who else is on it.
Probably more likely to bloody raid the academy than or the fridge. That's about it. I mean, I can't see what are we raiding? Do you know what I mean? Because we're going to be told that we can't afford it. We can't compete. We
don't have that excuse anymore, though, Sean, because we've got this Adidas deal now. Like, they don't have that excuse anymore. They just don't. And they're going to be saving what? Over £1 million a week. If Trent, Salah, and Van Dijk all leave, so that's £52 million a year. So, yeah. Oh, sorry. In the cop end says the excuse blame players as they're tired to. Oh, they tried to agree terms, but the players agreed. Yeah, 100%, mate. 100%. Richard Red, God knows what they're expecting as our signing on fee as well before the contract signed. Ian King, Carabao Cup has gone, so as the Champions League, perspective is needed now. We will have lost another 5 league games. Oh, we will have to lose another 5 league games to win the Holy Grail. Everything else pales in significance now. I get where you're coming from with that, mate. I do. In the cop end, 100 million would not replace Salah's goals and assists. Not straight away, it wouldn't, no. To be fair, though, as well, going back to that, actually, Salah's probably one us in a generational talent, isn't it? Like, when you think about it, like, for Liverpool, like, if you were to look at that list of top 10 goal scorers for the club in history, I don't think Torres is on there. Suarez isn't on there. I think Gerrard maybe on there. But other than that, it's all people probably before I was born. I don't even think Owen's on there or Fowler. I don't even know 100%. I'd have to have a look, but I don't think they are. And for Salah to be like 3rd above all of them, like he's a generational talent. He really is. I don't care what people say about that. Spectre, seen Burgerhead James Pearce article today, backtracking his own opinion on the squad. Yeah, we're going to get to that, mate.
Been doing that for the last 8 years, that fella.
Vision, gotta love Shano, does exactly what it says on the tin. Attitude. Where's the net spend boys tonight? James Clown. Scott, I actually feel sorry for Jota yesterday. He had no chance when the ball was just being played up to him yesterday versus Dan Burns. Yeah. I mean, yesterday, do you know, there was a bit yesterday when Slot was like, oh, I put Nunes on because Nunes is better in the air than Jota. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, I swear Jota's scored more goals with his head than Nunes has.
Yeah.
Like, I think Jota's scored more headers for Liverpool than Nunes has scored goals for Liverpool in total for Liverpool.
Yeah.
And yeah. All right, good mate. Hope you're doing well, mate. I'm glad to hear you are. Sorry, I don't know why I said that. I'm tired. You know, I started work today at 7:15. I'm tired. Tony Steele, spot on, Shauna. Hughes knew who to let go. Quick time when he came in, but suddenly he can't find no defensive midfield in the world of football.
Yeah. And can't sort out the contracts of our 3 most important players. Plus, on top of that, and I keep saying, there are players that are about to run into the last 12 months of their contract, scratching their heads, wondering what the hell's happening with Mo, Trent, and Virgil.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Bon says, any news on Bradley and Gomez? I think Gomez might be out for the season, mate. Bradley, I'm not sure. He was at Cheltenham, though, one the other day in a suit and that, betting on horses, so he can't be that bad. In the cop end, thoughts on the Ornstein QA over City Diaz stuff, and then us after Gordon, seemingly Alvarez. I don't think Liverpool would sell Diaz to City. No way, Jose. I don't think that'd happen. I could see him going to Barcelona 100%. I saw something today about him off to fucking Saudi. That ain't happening. I don't think he's off to Saudi. Yeah. I don't think we're in for Gordon anymore after he signed that contract. I just don't. And then Alvarez, I did that video on him the other day, and I can't remember if it was that video. I can't remember. I don't know if I told you, Shauna, but someone was like calling me out saying I should go and support City if all I want is transfers.
Isn't it amazing? And yet Jamie Carragher is saying that we need players. So how do you go and get players if you don't get them in the transfer window? Jesus Christ. Some people are just dumb folks.
There's a lot of decent free players this summer. If we lose to Everton, would you be worried? Yeah, I would be worried.
Yeah.
Still got to replace Matip and Thiago since last summer window. This time last year, everyone said we'll replace them, and lies again with top Reds and Journos. Richard the Red. Oh, these are the top goal scorers for Liverpool then.
Yeah.
Fowler is there, then Gerrard. So again, there's no one on there that apart from Gerrard and Fowler from my generation that I've grown up watching. So yeah.
That's incredible though. It's incredible.
Fans want Isaac, FSG listen and get a Newcastle striker, get Callum Wilson. Nah, I don't. Isaac's not coming to Liverpool, guys. He is not. At this rate, bring back George over Hughes for those contracts. Yeah, he could do a lot with thing. And then the last one, Champions League and Carabao Cup gone now. Perspective is needed now. We still probably need to win 4 or 5 league games to get the Holy Grail, 20th league title over the line. That is all that matters. Yeah, it does. But yeah. And then this one, nothing wrong with wanting transfers, mate. That's how you stay constant challengers, thinking ahead. 100%, mate. 100%.
I agree with the irate bear. I love that name.
Right, I'm just going to bin Martin in now. I can see him at bottom. All right, mate.
All right, mate. Sorry about the late. I'm just sat in my van. I had to pull over because I'm fucking raging with this shower of fucking shite. And you, gobshite, Adam, I heard your sight. What of them? I'm fucking listening on the van. Listen.
I've got nothing to hide. I did sigh. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Is he gone?
Yeah.
Martin?
Yeah.
Oh, you there? Yeah.
Anyway, here's my 2 pence worth because I can't really stay on long. Just got a job coming. Right. Do you think with all this contract situation, and it's probably not, the players have just gone, well, we're not going to win these cups. You know, why give FSG all this fucking competition money and they're not sorting contracts out?
No, don't agree with that. I think as players, you want to compete at the highest level and you want to win silverware regardless. I don't think it has anything to do with, well, sod you guys, you're going to fucking sell me. I think what they want to do is cement their legacy at the club. I don't think Mo Salah would do that to the club. I think he has this love for the club. I think Virgil has this love for the club. And Trent being a Scouser, I can't see him wanting to do anything that would be a two fingers to the club. I think only time will tell, the real truth as to why these players haven't been offered contracts yet or at all, and why they were let go on a free. And I think there will be a time where there will be a telltale book that will come out and will expose these owners. And it's then and only then when I look forward to seeing what these...
Fucking hell, man, you go on, you. I've only got 5 minutes. Fucking hell. You are wasting, Gemma. Let the man speak, bro.
You asked a question and I answered it.
Yeah, you give me a fucking essay.
Fuck me.
No thanks. Right, quick ones, right? Do you think, right, if you think about it, how many of our top players have FSG let go for free? Origi, Firmino. I know some of them are retired. Milner. We've also had
Wijnaldum.
Thiago, he retired. We're going to lose Trent. We're going to lose Mo. The only person I'm convinced is going to stay is Van Dijk. We're going to lose Kanate. We're going to lose fucking Tsimikas soon. We are going to lose everyone. Right? We've already raided the academy. We've got no one coming in from there. Right? We're going on about this Isaac shit. Isaac will not come to Liverpool. There's something going on at Liverpool. Right? Yeah. I think
Emre Can left on a free as well.
Emre Can, there's about 15 players left on a free who we could have got. Shove the 400 million up their own ass. You put all them figures together, what they could have had. Mate, that Adidas deal, what's coming in, we're not going to see that money at all. That's going to be spent over on freaking Boston Red Sox or no fucking marshmallow fucking building site. Whatever they're going to do, they're not going to pump it into Liverpool. Right? At the end of the day, fucking Mo, I love Mo Salah to bits, but him in a final, he doesn't turn up. Right? He didn't turn up at PSG. He didn't turn up against Newcastle. He scored the penalty in a fucking Champions League final. Chiesa, well, he was fucking the best player on the field on fucking yesterday. He scored the goal. But I'm telling you now, something's going on at Liverpool and them. It's affecting them players. And if it carries on, we could fucking lose this Premier League. I know we're 12 points, 15 points, whatever it is through. But if it carries on, mate, I've got no... Something is going on.
You can't go and go from this guy's been robbed of a Ballon d'Or to he doesn't turn up. You're
not understanding the point. Every final that Sean gets to, fucking hell, that Salah gets to, yeah, he doesn't perform. And the tears in his eyes, I am not slagging him off because I love him to pieces, mate. The tears in his eyes,
we get to these finals.
Yeah, is him. But why doesn't he turn it up in the final? I'm not having an argument with him because I love him to pieces, But what I'm saying, he doesn't turn up fully. He didn't turn up against PSG.
It's a team effort. Can you say, right, hand on heart, that let's say the PSG game or the Carabao Cup final, can you say that Mo Salah just didn't have a bad game, or can you say the whole team had a bad game?
The whole team had a bad game.
Okay,
right.
So then,
in the Premier League,
Mo Salah's one player, right?
Yeah.
As amazing as he is, how can you expect him to compete on his own against a team of 11 if the 10 players around him can't?
Because that's where we need our fucking captain to speak up.
Yeah, but
and get them players to feed. I get he didn't get the feed of the ball that he was needed. And if you're not getting that ball, you can't score. It's impossible if you don't get that ball. But it's the effort. It didn't look like it was there. Newcastle ran round us like fucking like we was men v boys, and I am Do you know what? I am so happy that Newcastle have won that. Not because it was Liverpool lost, but if it was anyone else, I'd have been gutted. But them fans are fucking amazing fans. You know, I love. If I had to support a different team, it would be Newcastle because I love them. I love Newcastle to pieces. They're great. They're a fucking amazing bunch of people. But something sour is going on. And it is now coming down. Like 32 days ago. In 32 days, we've lost the FA Cup. We've lost the Champions League. We have lost the Carabao Cup. And we're coming to the business end of the season. We need to win it all. What's going on?
I can tell you what's going on. Contracts.
Yeah, and that's feeding down to the players.
Exactly.
Didn't Arnie Slot come out to say, or was it yesterday or after the game, or was it today? You know, we need to get back on our level. Yeah, they need to get back on the level. I know he's a yes man. He can't. He's got no choice. But that fucking Richard and Michael Edwards. Do you know what I'm fucking? I hate them. It does me fucking head in. But Sean, listen, before I go, mate, I know you want to talk, right? But mate, do me a favor, please.
Yeah.
Because I know you like the stats, Adam. You're the same. But please go through, since FSG has took over, how many of our top class players we've actually let go for free. Do you know, just on the back, just you don't have to say it on here. I mean, just for me personally, because we have had two great teams fuck off for free.
I think that'd be. I mean, like I can't get those facts and figures now, but certainly.
No, I mean later
for another video. Absolutely, I think that would be a good video to do. But what you call it, Muscusi? Is it Muscusi or?
But yeah. Anyway, I need to go because I've got to go and get this job done. But I needed me rant. I've had it. So long, motherfuckers.
Bye, mate.
Bye.
And if anyone is wondering where or that background, that was a Jurgen Klopp banner that I made. So just in case you think that it's just local fans that make banners, it's not. So
there's a picture of us free with it in there.
Yeah, exactly. Around this time last year. So I just got notification that it's Wednesday that we'll probably get the tickets.
Ah, right, okay, didn't see that. I'll have to have another look for it. Let's have a look at some of these comments that I think we've missed out, and then I'm going to go through my article as well because I've got a few snippets I want to talk about. Muscusi, Arsenal won't win every game either. No, I don't think they will, mate.
That's true.
And to be fair, I know Vision called me out a little bit earlier saying, like, hear myself. And I know I'm probably speaking in, like, hypotheticals a lot with everything that's gone on, but I don't know, guys. Something just doesn't feel right with the team right now. And I don't know if it's tiredness, I don't fatigue. Is it mental? Is it mental fatigue? I don't know. Like, for me, I think Liverpool are always best when they're chasing. When they're trying to hunt a team down, like City, for instance, to win the league or whatever, we always seem to be our best. And I've said this before in the past, but I don't know if this is just a me thing, but every time, like with this club, like I love this club to fucking death, right? I've supported it all my life. I would never go and support anything else. And I'm just like, we always seem to just do things the hard way. We've done it ever since I was a kid. We were the last team, and again, this is going to tie into something else as well, but I know that Sean probably wanted to mention later on, the stadium thing. Like, we're going to be the last. I reckon we're going to probably be the last of the big six teams to get a new stadium. Like, I reckon everybody else will get a new stadium before we do. Like, even Newcastle's doing it, Everton's doing it, Chelsea's doing it, Spurs has done it, Arsenal have done it, Man United have done it, City have done it. Everybody's gone and got themselves a new stadium. And I will probably get absolutely pummeled for this. But I think we should have probably built a new stadium because where Anfield is, it's virtually impossible now for them to do much more else. Like, they should have built a new stadium elsewhere. Take the Shankly Gates with you. Take everything else with you that's around the stadium that makes the stadium with it. Take all that with you. But I just think you're going to get left behind. Liverpool was the last club that got an online website, for fuck's sake. in the Premier League at that time. We're always the last ones to do it. Like Liverpool will move away from Anfield in our lifetime. 100% they will. It won't be under FSG. When they sell that club and they sell it to some billionaire from wherever he's from, he'll take a look around and go, right, so United have got a new stadium, Newcastle have got a new stadium, Everton have got a new stadium, Chelsea have got a new stadium, City have got a new stadium, Spurs have got a new stadium, Arsenal have got a new stadium. They're all supposed to be the teams we're challenging with. Yeah, all right then. We'll start mocking up plans to build a new stadium. I can guarantee it. In next 30 years or so, guarantee it.
If you think for 1 minute that stadium in Manchester is going to be built,
I don't think I don't think that one specifically. No, but I do.
I have like a full write up about this, right?
No, but I don't think that specific one will. But I do think that United will get a new stadium.
They may do, but let's see how well they do at the end of this year financially, because I guarantee you can't talk about a $2 billion. I mean, if you want, I can talk about this now. But to me,
I haven't finished the point. I was going off on a bit of a tangent, but
go on,
we're always just like the last, and it's like Jaguars. Like I could have supported any fucking NFL team that I fucking wanted, and I picked the one that's like got next to no chance of winning the Super Bowl. we just don't, and it's just I don't know, guys. Like I don't even know where this point's going now. I'm being put off, so I'm just absolutely chatting shit now. But like, I just feel like we're gonna obviously win the league this year. We're gonna do it, right? But we just always just seem to do it ass about tit. Like we don't do it the easy way. Like the TV show with Jurgen Klopp, we've seen Spurs, we've seen Bayern Munich, Juve, we've seen fucking Arsenal, Man City. All these teams have all done these fucking series, and they've been really good because I've watched them all. They've been really, really good, right? Even the one that I had to watch in subtitles because it was all in fucking Italian, right? I've watched them all. They've been really good. Liverpool get theirs, and it's just like a fucking rushed about job like this. It's like all mashed together, and it just turns out it's fucking shite.
It was. I don't know whether you watched it, but I've
not even watched it. No, I watched 20 minutes of the first episode, and I was like,
really bad.
I don't even know why. Why bother? What a waste of money. Why bother?
Yeah. And I mean, being Liverpool, that documentary with Brendan Rodgers, I think the only highlight was like, I've got 3 envelopes, and these are the names of 3 players that are going to let me down. He put fucking nothing in the fucking envelopes, and then he starts if you stay steady to me again, you'll be on the first plane back. Fucking with Sterling, and that was it. The fucking thing was the worst piece of shite I've ever come across. Oh, all right, Douglas.
FSG won't sell us. We are the golden goose that lays the golden egg. They will sell us, mate. Dynasty Equity, an investment group, they bought X amount of money in either Liverpool or FSG. I don't really know where that's gone yet, but they bought that under the influence that they would sell the club. So they will sell it, mate. They will 100% sell it.
That's a great North.
And Henry, the local fans would be more mad at leaving Anfield than us letting go our best. Yeah. The mentality of our local fans is poor, just happy with participating. Feels like Redmen locals than us. I could probably, to be fair, I could actually see that first sentence at the top, the local fans will be more mad at leaving Anfield than us letting go of our 3 best players. I could see that.
100%. Yeah, so could I. But I mean, I personally, I don't want to see us leave Anfield. I don't want to see us leave Anfield. But the question is it a case
they're going to be forced into it?
That we will be forced into.
Yeah.
And I'm not 100% sure that we will be forced, because there's certain things happening at the moment that would suggest further expansion, plus a train station, plus possible expansion of the COP as well. And if they do that, I think we're more.
If they do that, I'll be happy. But yeah,
I think we're more likely to. That's more likely to happen than that fishnet. Fucking
Singular building our new stadium if someone can pull that spade out of the ground, similar to the sword in the stone.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. Douglas James. No, they won't. Okay. FSG are looking for a basketball team. Do you think LFC would be sold? Is it being sold is key to them getting the dream? I don't know how much basketball teams are going for right now, but I know NFL teams are going for like nearly 9 billion. So yeah, they probably have to do if it's something like that. M87 Anfield atmosphere feels dead now. Anyway, nowadays.
Well, apparently that's down to tourists.
Right. I want to get onto these articles that I've highlighted. So the first one's the James Pearce one. So I'm not going to go through the whole thing, guys. It's over on The Athletic, and I've just highlighted the bits that I want to touch on. So this first paragraph is titled Physical and Mental Fatigue. The intensity of that energy sapping two-leg tie against PSG undoubtedly took its toll. And then there was the psychological impact of going out of Europe in such a heartbreaking fashion. 9 of Liverpool's 10 outfield players at Wembley also played both legs. Privately, Slot will surely regret his lack of rotation against Southampton before the second leg. He should have shown more faith in fringe players such as Endo and Elliott. Liverpool's head coach gave his players Thursday off in the build-up to Sunday's final in a hope that it would help inject some freshness, but they were flat and passive against Newcastle. Now, these are Arne Slot's quotes here. This game had nothing to do with running. This game only had to do with playing duels. You cannot judge if we were tired, yes or no, because we could not press them. There was nothing to press because they kept playing over our press. This game went exactly the way they wanted it to. A fight with a lot of duels in the air. And if we play 10 times a game of football through the air against them, they'll probably win it 9 times because they are a stronger team through the air than us. Ryan Gravenberch has certainly been overworked, having clocked up 1,839 minutes the whole of last year. He has almost doubled that amount this year, playing 3,516 minutes so far. He won just 3 of his 7 duels on Sunday, while McAllister won 2 out of his 7 and Szoboszlai won 3 out of his 8. They also struggled with the physicality. Any thoughts so far, Shano?
I don't really take into any consideration what Pearce says. Sorry. I mean, you can talk about rotation, but if you're rotating a squad, you've got to have the players on the bench, or you've got to have that squad depth to do that. There's no point in putting on a lesser player or a player that Slot doesn't fancy, and I don't mean sexually. He obviously doesn't rate Endo, so why put on Endo?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, like, you know, Pearce can change his tune all he likes. This has been said, you know, by the internet, the people on the internet. You know, it's
evening cranky.
I'm just reading Martin and Spectre's comments. But yeah, like, you can change his tune all you like. I mean, at the end of the day, if you don't bring in, if you don't build on the squad, if you leave yourself thin on the squad, you can't rotate.
No, that's true, mate.
You can't rotate.
I've got a bit more to read on this article. So a lack of control and creativity is the next one. Again, Slot's quotes. We were outplayed in their style. Yep, that's true. That is what you can call being outplayed. Yeah, they won more duels than us. Is that what you mean? Outplayed for me is when, I've said this already. If you don't touch the ball and they play through you from every single time, we try to press them every time you're too late. That for me is being outplayed. But I agree with you if you say that they deserve to win the game because the way they wanted it to go. Yes, they deserve to win, but it wasn't like we were only running after them. We had to defend a lot of long balls and second balls, and that's their strength. So that's that one. And then this one is from Paul Joyce. Now, some of the Twitter ITKs have run away with one sentence on this article, which is at the very bottom. But so we'll leave that to last. But anyway, so the first one is this. Liverpool have used 31 different players in all competitions, which puts them 10th in the top of... Sorry, hold on. Which puts them 10th in a table of the top flight clubs. They have averaged just under 4 changes per game. That puts them 5th behind Chelsea, Ipswich, Man City and Tottenham. It feels truer to suggest that Slot has effectively utilised 14 players this season, and to boast a 12-point lead at the top of the Premier League with 9 games to play in such circumstances is a testament to his coaching. Now, the average minutes that played by team, Liverpool at the top. Liverpool at the top, where on average their players have played 1,509 minutes. Second place is Newcastle, 1,456. City, 1,437. Arsenal, 1,396. And then to round out the top 5 is Man United at 1,394. So on average, Liverpool players have, give or take, played practically an hour more than the next team below them, basically, this season. Slot would reject the notion the final was decided by a lack of physical exertion on the players, and into that can be slumped such phrases as lack of desire. Rather, he was unhappy that Liverpool could not impose themselves on proceedings and avoid being dragged into playing the final that Newcastle wanted to play. A few weeks ago, Slot was speaking in a side room at the club's training ground. Upon arriving at Anfield, he had resolved with sporting director Richard Hughes to work with the existing squad because they wanted to know how these players would work underneath him. There would be no rush to judge. Instead, those decisions would be taken place over time. And then this is the sentence that everyone's run away with. Change is coming to Liverpool. That much was decreed before a penalty shootout loss to PSG and a performance with few redeeming features against Newcastle. While Slot, Hughes and Michael Edwards, which are plotting long-term answers, a solution has to be found in the meantime. There you go. So that is pretty much it from my thing.
Yeah. Hold on a second till I get the dogs out. The dogs are just after coming in here.
Okay, mate. So yeah, guys. What's in the comments here? Cranky JD thinks it's a clear out is needed. Really disappointed over the weekend. Yeah, mate. I agree with that, mate. I don't know, guys. They just talk a lot of drivel, don't they, these journalists half at time.
Yeah, I mean, look, Joyce will talk all the shite he wants. Aren't we lucky to have, Richard Hughes, all of this bullshit. At the end of the day, I can't.
Respect to that article went balls deep. M87P sucks. Yeah, mate. I mean, sorry, my voice is going, guys. I'm trying to think now. I just, a lot of it just doesn't make a lot of sense. What's going on, guys? Exactly, Scott. I think that's kind of why I'm sat here, and this is why I didn't touch on them in any videos. I don't get the points in the articles. There's no point, is there? It's literally like they've gone right. Final, got beat. What did I write about today other than that? what do you people think of Kwanzaa? I think Kwanzaa's a good player. I think he needs to be given a bit of leeway. I think he may, if we have the options, I think he could probably go out on loan next year. But that's the thing. Have we got the options? I don't know. To allow that to happen, probably not. We'll have to just wait and see what happens with it. But yeah, go on then, Sean, mate. What are you going to say?
Yeah, look, I'm not going to go on too much about Joyce. It is what it is. Yeah,
Cool,
nothing more to say about it.
Cool, mate. What is there anything else you want to talk about, mate?
Nothing else. No, I was going to talk about the stadium, but it just reeks of Gillette and Hicks, spading the grounds. United are currently $1 billion in debt. There's no real kind of idea as to how they're going to afford this. I mean, they've had to sack feckin' coffee ladies and free canteen food and all of that. They're depending on the government going ahead with regeneration program. Liverpool are doing something similar with possibly the Sir Kenny Dalglish stand. So we'll see what happens. I just can't see it happening. But I think Liverpool are more likely to extend their two stands than them doing anything.
No. Have to just wait and see, mate, won't we? In the Cop End, he had on some was like a ball attention. Yeah, that's regarding Kwanzaa. Who's worse, John Henry or Jim Ratcliffe? Well, Sean is going to know
that. They're both spoofers. I mean, if you look at Radcliffe's CV, you wouldn't trust that man as far as you could throw him. And someone that defends the Glaziers, who are best buddies with FSG, that
I've been doing my homework since the start of the stream. Thanks, guys. Gave me excitement doing the essays, guys. Great stream. I appreciate that, mate. Thank you for that. Hope we're glad we helped you get through that homework. In the Cop End, one doesn't spend and one makes you bring a packed lunch. Right then, guys, my voice is starting to go, so I think I'm going to end the stream here, guys. Hope you all enjoyed it. We do have the membership on the channel, where we do the giveaway every month. The first of every month, we're going to be doing the Jordan Henderson picture, which I don't think I've got it around here. I should have done, but I don't. I still need to send off Doug's, to be fair as well, Doug. I've been a little bit unwell under weather, so I will be sending yours off this week, mate. I'll get that done this week, no problem. You can also check out SD Designs over on Redbubble and AKM LFC on Redbubble. Also as well, guys, go check out In the Cop End and Cop Heights of Anfield. Good YouTube channels, guys. Go make sure you give them a check out and see what you think of their channels. But other than that, guys, we will catch you next time. I don't think I've got any videos planned for this week just yet, but if anything pops off, I'll be back. But until then, guys, we'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching, guys.
See you, folks.